In April 2011, Kevin Diaz Holland, a 17-year-old, found some text messages and calls between his girlfriend, who was the same age, and her ex-boyfriend. Upon discovering this, Kevin confronted his girlfriend, Frances Mineli Feliciano. Frances told Kevin that it was all a misunderstanding and suggested they talk to her ex-boyfriend, Junie, to clear things up. Frances talked to her mother, who worked at a municipal office in Yauco, about the situation and arranged to meet with Kevin and Junie the next morning at a park in front of the town hall. On the day of the meeting, Frances's mother grew concerned and decided to go to the park to check on her daughter. She saw Frances sitting on a bench with Kevin and Junie standing in front of them. Frances' mother scolded her daughter and took her back to her office. Later, Kevin showed up at the office and expressed his feelings for Frances, but also stated that despite everything, their relationship had to end. Frances then told her mother she wanted to go for a walk to clear her head. Against her mother's advice, she left and called her friend Martha. While Frances was at a nearby walking path, Kevin approached her and talked to her for a few minutes before heading to his grandfather's house. Frances's mother called Martha and told her not to look for her daughter, but Martha insisted on talking to Frances to help her vent. Kevin, after arriving at his grandfather's house, called Frances to find out where she was. She told him she was at Martha's house. Although Kevin had been calm throughout the day and had shown no signs of aggression, for some reason he grabbed a .38 special caliber revolver that belonged to his grandfather and headed towards Martha's house in Yauco. Upon arriving at Martha's house, Kevin entered a room and began arguing with Frances. At one point, he pulled out the revolver from his pants and hid it under the bedsheets. When Frances saw the gun, she wasn't intimidated. Instead, she asked Kevin if he was going to kill her, and in a way dared him to do it. Kevin then emptied several bullets from the revolver and told Frances they were going to play Russian Roulette. He pulled the trigger while pointing the gun at Frances' head, but the gun did not fire. He tried again, and again it did not fire. Frances grabbed the gun barrel and held it to her own head defiantly. Martha, witnessing all this, warned them to stop, saying it was dangerous. Ignoring her, Kevin pulled the trigger a third time, killing Frances. Kevin looked at Martha, still holding the gun, and told her,
"You saw nothing, or else you'll get it too,"
referring to her and her husband Andy, who was outside the house. Martha ran to get Andy and told him that Kevin had killed Frances. Kevin left the house, carrying Frances' body in his arms to take her to the hospital. Martha and Andy removed the bloody sheets from the room, grabbed the gun, a shirt, and Frances' purse, and headed for the hospital. On the way, they threw the murder weapon away. When they arrived at the hospital, Kevin asked them about the gun and got upset when they said they had thrown it away. At the end of the trial in September 2013, a jury unanimously found Kevin Diaz guilty of a gun law offense. However, for the most important charge, that of first-degree murder, they found him guilty with a majority of 9-3. In October 2013, Judge Magali Galarza sentenced Kevin Diaz to serve 119 years in prison for the murder of Frances.